It's scary to be lost in a forest, but what if on top of that you added being lost in time?
I don't know. Welcome back to Bumping the Mic. Clyde, why don't you tell us about it?
Absolutely. So in February of 1977, a 24-year-old man, and I hope I'm saying his name right, Stephen Kubacki, was actually cross country skiing through a forest near Lake Michigan. And he had been going for a while and he actually found a lake. He skied his way towards the lake. He took off his skis, set his poles down, and he sat down by the lake for a rest. And when he decided he was ready to keep going, he stood up and turned around to follow his tracks back out. However, all of his tracks were gone. So he became disoriented. He could not tell which way he came from. And then he started to feel wheezy and he blacked out. And in just a moment, he reopened his eyes. He was laying on the ground. However, now it was spring. The trees had bloomed. There were plants everywhere, flowers, and it was warm. He got up and his skis were gone. His poles were gone. And replacing them was a backpack that seemed to come from nowhere. And it had inside of it shoes and a couple other items. So he put on the shoes and he began hiking, and he actually made his way to a town. And when he found the town, he came in, he didn't recognize it. So he came in, he asked, like, what's going on? What town is this? And they actually told him it was Pittsfield, Massachusetts. And come to find out, he was now 700 miles from where he'd been skiing. So obviously, he had some questions that unfortunately would never be answered. When he got back in touch with his family, they had told him that they had gone looking for him and they'd actually found that lake. They found his footprints still in the snow, and his footprints led to the lake and stopped. And they found his skis and his poles. Just no Steven. And they had actually been very concerned that he drowned in the lake, and they'd been searching the lake for him. They'd been searching everything because it turns out not only did he appear 700 miles away, he'd been gone for 14 months.
Man, that's got to set some records for the longest cross country ski trip in history.
Yeah. I'm like, that's crazy. He's, I think, been searching for answers ever since. He's wrote a book about it. But at the end of the day, there's no explanation. Just lost in the woods, lost in time.
Thanks for joining us again here on Bumping the Mic. We'll see you later.